Find a neurosurgeon, or else you will be left dead in the operating table. You needed an immediate surgery. But if possible, I don't want to operate you. Hi everyone, this is Sheena of Philippines, and I am here to share my story. But before that, I would like to give you a brief introduction why I created this channel. Okay, so I created this channel purposely to reach those people who are having the same condition with me around the world, because I want my story to be an awareness to everyone. I am using English language because anyone in the world can attack by this illness, and the only way to connect with you is through using our international language, which is English. I would like also to ask for your understanding and consideration to my grammars, because as I've said, I am a Filipino and English is not my first language. This is my story, how it begins. Okay, on October 18, 2021, I am at work and I suddenly felt um, severe headache, and I have the high fever. I felt nauseous and then vomiting, but it is very hard for us to ask for reliever, so I needed to finish my work until 5 p.m. But I later realized when I went out from the office, I can't handle myself anymore. I can't walk. So I needed help from others, and I'm very grateful that one of our security guard is my friend. So I asked help from him. So he helped me to get home. And then when I get home, I run immediately to the bed and I can't do anything, even cooking or even getting a biscuit or a water. I can't do. So what I'm just doing is just um, laying on bed and then running to the CR to vomit. So I tried to take medication, but it still persisted. So I am alone in my boarding house, and I don't have any choice other than to um, fight. And then because I am thinking that the severe symptoms may go naturally, so I asked um, my superiors to find me a reliever because I can't go to work anymore. So 2 days pass. I have still these severe symptoms, and it didn't get any better. So I badly needed help. So I I was forced to contact my family, and the nearest is my younger brother. So he went to me, and then we went directly to a doctor, to a GP, and after examining me, her diagnosis is severe dengue fever and urinary tract infection. So she prescribed me medicines and I took it home. So I was forced to take a longer sick leave. So I went home so that I have family to take care of me because I can't handle myself anymore. So through 1 week pass, I am taking the medicines and taking a very long time to rest, but my symptoms persist, and I get back to there for follow-up checkup, and another days passed, but still. So I was rushed to the emergency in our provincial hospital because my fever just um, rises and my headache become more unbearable. And despite of the COVID strict protocols, I was admitted to the hospital, and the diagnosis is the same. I have UTI and severe dengue fever. So I was admitted there 4 days. And then 4 days passed, I was discharged. They prescribed me medicine, and I observed myself. The fever is gone, but my headache remains. So, expecting that it will go slowly, we went home. And then another 2 times follow-up check-up with the hospital. But my symptoms didn't get any better. My headache is just getting more severe. So the doctor expected my um, vision problem, my eye problem, as the cause of my headache. So he suggested me to go with my ophthalmologist. So I immediately went to my ophthalmologist and um, got my lenses changed into uh, higher grade. And then she prescribed me um, eye medications and vitamins. In another 2 weeks, 2 weeks passed with 2 times follow-up checkup with her. I have no improvement. I have no improvement. So she forwarded me immediately to an internist. And but when I got to the internist, when she learned about my symptoms, which is a almost a month continuous headache, she immediately referred me to a neurologist. A neurologist is a doctor specializes in the brain, nerve, and spinal cord diseases through medications. So I get there immediately, and this neurologist ordered me immediately for a CT scan. So um, I've gone through the process, and within the day, in the afternoon, I've got the result, and I ran it immediately to my neurologist. And when he read the result, he gave me his diagnosis, and his diagnosis was hydrocephalus. So he gave me medication, and I got home and broke the news to my family. And so I contacted my superiors that I can get back to my work for a while. And so I want to leave for a longer sick leave. So they approved because I submitted them my medical certificate. And then another 2 weeks pass. I am still I'm taking my medicines and vitamins. But I observe my headache is getting more severe. And then I am crying every day because of my pain. So I, for almost 1 month and 2 weeks, I get back and forth, clinic to the hospital, hospital to my home, home to my clinic, and again, clinic to the hospital. So I was admitted to a private hospital in our province 3 times because of my unbearable pain. And they are injected me painkillers, but I am not responding to it. So with this, no improvement, because there is no improvement and my symptoms are just getting worse. My neurologist required me for a deeper scan. Now he referred me for a brain MRI. And immediately, because we want for an answer, um, we want for a final diagnosis, because my neurologist is also suspecting that I am having a more serious case basing on my symptoms. So I appoint for my MRI 1 week before, because because due to the strict protocols, to the COVID strict protocols, walk-in patients is not allowed. So we need to have an appointment 1 week prior to your checkup. So I did that. And finally the day we I am scheduled for a brain MRI. And after that they told me that I have to wait for another 1 week for me to claim the result. So I have waited patiently. And then after 1 week, I've got the result and ran it again immediately to my neurologist. And as he saw the result, I can't imagine his reaction. He was just like, I'm so sorry. Your case is worse than what I expected. And for now, based on the result of your MRI, you need an immediate surgery. And so my reaction is, Doc, what's wrong? And he just replied, I will not give you the uh, details because I needed you to go immediately with a surgeon, but find surgeon, no other surgeon other than a neurosurgeon, because your condition, your case is very, very serious. Find a neurosurgeon who specializes in this surgery, or else you will be left dead in the operating table. So our initial reaction was, we're shocked. We're shocked. What's going on? But as he said, I will not give you the detail. Your neurosurgeon will give you the details. So he referred me to um, a friend of him, a neurosurgeon, and I immediately contacted their clinic and have an appointment. So fast forward, we got into the clinic. It was on January 10, 2022. So we've traveled for almost 5 hours just to get there. And then when I faced with him, I handed him my MRI. And when he get the plates, the result, and check it, I've got the same reaction from my neurologist. And he just like, oh, I'm sorry, but you have a very, very serious condition. You needed an immediate surgery. But if possible, I don't want to operate you. Because once brain is damaged, we can't repair it anymore. It is a permanent damage. And if possible, I want you to take medication to manage your symptoms. If possible, I don't want a surgery for you because you are too young. And so I'm like, Doc, can you give me your final diagnosis? What is really my case? So he answered me, and my first question is, Doc, is it brain cancer? But he replied me, no, it's not brain cancer, but the massive effects, the symptoms, the severity, the risk of the surgery, and the long time post complications or and side effects, it has no difference with brain cancer. So I'm just grateful that he is very transparent, explaining it to me. And I'm just like, Doc, what if medications, I will not respond to it? So I really need surgery? And he replied me, yes, you have no other choice. We have no other choice other than to go with this very, very risky surgery. And despite engulfed by fear, I managed to ask him, what are these complications, Doc? Can you please give it to me? Can you please explain it? The complications are brain damage, paralysis, leakage of your cerebrospinal fluid, or worse, death. And I'm like, what? And I asked him, Doc, how much is the cost? And he replied me, neurosurgery is very expensive, Sheila. But you need it. It will cost million. And because of this, because of because I didn't expect, although I have the hint, because my neurologist give me a um a brief explanation before, so I have the hint that my case is not just hydrocephalus. But I didn't expect, I never expect that this is how worst. And yes, we heard the word surgery even before from my neurologist. But we thought it might be minor surgeries. But hearing these words from my neurosurgeon, plus the cost, which is very expensive, in front of my neurosurgeon, I can't hold my emotion. And I'm crying. And I'm just very grateful that he is very kind and understanding. And he says he understands us because he have many patients with severe conditions, major cases with me. So I asked him again, Doc, what is my condition? And he says, it is Chiari Malformation. He explained to me, Chiari Malformation is a congenital case, which is uh, the base of our skull at the back was malformed. So he pushes, he pushes the, it pushes my brain toward my spinal cord. And so it causes my severe continuous headache. So I asked him again, Doc, how about the success rate? Is there a guarantee that I will recover 100% after risking my life to this surgery? And he again answered me, the success rate, Sheena, is only 50%. And with that, there is no guarantee for you to be cured by this surgery. So you need to decide. You needed to decide, you need to think million times before going through this surgery. So when we went out to the clinic, my mother is also, I can see based on her facial expression, although she becomes very quiet when hearing the information from my doctor. So my 5 hours, our 5 hours travel back here in our province, she's very silent. But I know deep in her, she's very upset. And when we went home and broke the news to our family, we've got the same reaction to them. And I heard argues, changing opinions, reactions, and making this life and death decision is very, very hard for us. We are caught into a dilemma. We don't know what to think, what to do, or are we going to push through the surgery knowing all the risks, the complications, and the success rate, which is just 50%? It is really hard to make a decision. But my daily painstaking moan, my daily cryings, it urged them to make the biggest decision. Despite of the financial difficulty, because I am in a family of farmer, and preparing this very huge amount of money in just short period of time, it is very hard to us. And knowing the risk that I might lose my life to this surgery, we needed to make a decision. And they decided to go with the surgery. So, my family, especially my father and mother, did all their best to find money. They begged help, financial help from people. They floated solicitations to anyone. And so, we went back to my neurosurgeon and had my first surgery scheduled on January 16, 2022. So fast forward January 15, we went um, to a private hospital here in our province and was admitted. So a series of scans and laboratories was done. We settled advance payment to the cashier's office. And then my doctors, the cardiologist, to check the stability of my heart before going to the surgery. My anesthesiologist to do my general anesthesia while I am in the surgery. And my neurosurgeon came to visit me and explain me again the complications, because he just want me to ask to be prepared. And so January 16, 1 p.m., I was wheeled to the OR. And then I faced all my fear. Entering the OR, I was freeze. I was freeze with fear, because of fear. And group of staff, group of doctors suddenly surrounds me. And when my anesthesiologist injected me a type of drug, my vision becomes blurry and then blank. I just prayed that I will still open my eyes after a very long hours of surgery. I was wheeled to the OR 1 p.m. and then when I opened my eyes, it was 9 p.m. I think. And what I feel is all pain, all pain. My head is very painful. I am dizzy, I am nauseous. And I feel the pain from my incision, from the cut, and the pain from my catheter. And I am in oxygen. And every single movement, little movement, small movement is very painful for me. I can move even my eyes. So I'm very thankful for my sister who is taking care of me that time. And so fast forward again, 3 days, 4, 5 days pass with the same condition, but at least uh, now I can, through the help of my sister, I can sit, and so but my headache still remained, and I felt nauseous and dizzy. But I needed to be discharged. So my family completed the amount, and then my doctor instructed me many things, the things to avoid, the food to eat, the schedule of my follow-up checkups, and the instruction of taking my medicines. So I was discharged January 16, 17, 21. I was discharged January 21, 2022. So we went back home, hoping for a recovery. What we think is all the pains that I have that time is part of my recovery, and it will go away as the days pass. But to cut the story short, 8 months passed, my symptoms remained. I still suffered from severe, continuous headache accompanied by nausea, dizziness, vomiting. Through this time period, every day is a battle for me. Every minute, every hour of my life is a battle for me. I can sleep. I can eat well. I felt like my head is squeezing. My brain is squeezing, is being compressed. Because it was my case. Because of the malformation of the base of our back skull, it pushes the brain towards the spinal cord, and so it squeezes. The brain is compressed. So this is the cause of this severe pain in my head. And to seek opinions from other doctors within these 8 months, with this time period, we've gone to 3 other neurosurgeons.